There we go. That's better. What I would not do. Check this out. Yes, you went where I've been. Just to find love within. Hitting the gym. I'm taking a walk. I'll go to the gym later, like I did yesterday. Yeah, so I changed applications when I started because the thumbnail that I made didn't save, so I had to go back to Facebook and save it, and then come back to the app, and then it just froze up, so I had to delete it. So should have prepped the thumbnail better. Oop, there we go. Do I got the Wi-Fi on again? Nope. Okay. Make sure I have the Wi-Fi on. We went swimming today. There you go. That's a good exercise. Full body exercise. Generally. Wait a little while. It's kind of today, but there's just enough sun to kind of offset it. No wind chill. Yeah, the app crashed, so that's why y'all saw that interruption. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I saw the Geek Rooms, the Geek Rooms Family Guy short they made, based off of the reaffirmed statement that Gman made about praying his gay thoughts away. Hilarious. But you know, made coffee today. There you go, Dinah. Small steps. Small steps. You hungover? Man. Last night was fun. I know. The work during the salt mine. It's not getting. Yeah. Just get past the 10-minute mark when we get the audio issues fixed, because I realized that the blue snowball is no longer on my audio mixer because I had to change something last minute, and what I changed ended up being the blue snowball, and so I have to fix that. So yeah, I don't usually watch the NFL. I don't watch the Super Bowl unless the Saints are playing. That's me. But we might sit down and do something. I don't know. Why do we have to leave Cryman alone? Well, I'm gonna explain something I gotta explain every so often. And let me turn off notifications because that's annoying. Oh, only on your fourth cup. There you go, Nicola. Still early. So every so often, well, actually, let me start over. It's been brought to my attention yet again. We have some new folks, some more bleeding hearts who they've just run across G-Man for the first time, and they see us laughing at him, and their whatever activates sympathy. I don't know what you call it. And it's big old mean people like Dragnuts making fun of poor, destitute G-Man on the interwebs. And I need to, I forgot the exact verbiage. I need to seek, I need to look into secular humanism and find some compassion or some bullshit like that. Okay. It's like, that's so cool. That's so awesome. Awesome. Firstly, when this was brought to my attention, I saw folks going in on folks in comment, and I'm like, okay, let me slow folks roll real quick. Was that you? Oh, that was you trolling? I was like, man, look, there's every so often I gotta make this goddamn video. Every so often. About people who are new. It's like, that's mean to be laughing at him. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It's funny as hell. If you think that shit ain't funny, I don't know what to tell you. But But no, I wanted to talk about something else too. That it was actually a few comments. Every so often, people who come across me and Gman don't seem to get that there's more to the story. And their empathy activates, and I got it, right? They don't know what's going on. And so they make comments about people's goals and what they're doing and all this other kind of stuff. I was like, you know what? At first I was kind of annoyed by that, but then I understood, because recently, I'm gonna get your super chat, man. Because when I ran across the Amberlynn Reed crowd, I'm like, man, y'all just making fun of fat chick. That's fucked up. I'm not realizing what they're actually criticizing. And I'm explaining why in a second. Send Gman the gay away pills video. He has to first respond to my shit. I'll send it to him. You're gonna need more than pills. But when I first, god damn, it's a lot of wind. I just said there was no wind chill. Now it's wind, okay. When I first kind of came across the folks, the detractor community, the reaction community, whatever you want to call it, critiquing Amberlynn Reed and Foodie Beauty, I was like, man, that's fucked up. This shit's funny. It's fucked up, y'all just making fun of fat chicks. That's what I thought initially. Now I realized, like, you know what? What are they actually critiquing? What are they actually saying? Some of these folks are fucking delusional. One of the chicks that get criticized amongst these communities actually said that there was no calories in like one of the stews that she had made, but there I can clearly see corn, and what I thought was gravy was actually soy sauce and all kind of other stuff that clearly have calories. So the comments that she started responding to were people pointing out that corn has calories. Probably not that much, but it has calories. So they're critiquing some of the delusional statements that people make. Not the fact that some of them are trying to lose weight, but some of them are lying about losing weight and lying to themselves and the audience about some of the things that they do. Okay, I see. I then fell into the category of people who annoyed me about them just saying stuff about Gman and his relationship with myself and other people while not having all the information. So I get it. It's easy for people to kind of fall into that. It's a moment of self-reflection. And I think it is interesting because that's kind of one of the reasons why I was like, you know, I could respond to some of these videos from folks like Amberlynn Reed, because they are hilarious. But I didn't want it to come across as let's just poke fun at the fat chick. That's kind of one of my iffy areas, and I know that sounds weird given Shanny's proportions, but I don't like making fun of fat people who are trying to lose weight, earnestly trying to lose weight. Like fat people working out, that's a no-go for me. If they're delusional about them walking up a flight of stairs and calling it exercise, that's different. I'm making fun of that. That's different. Jeremy Pace says, G-Man loves Dragnet so much he would eat the corn out of his shit. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Just maybe. But that's sort of the things that I do roll around in my head. It's like, you know, when are things too far? You know, what's the upper limit? Or I guess in our case, lower limit. How low can you go? Use some of that atheist morality. I don't know. I think I got my heart limits. The thing is with G-Man is that he really doesn't have any limits, because he'll go after kids and it's easy. It's not like you have to push him to it, because you'll see certain like female YouTubers kind of like skirt each other's kids, and then someone will make a kind of a glancing blow at parenting, and by association you critique parenting, you bring kids into it, and so then they'll respond with, well, you know, it was fucked up with the kids or something, and then things get messy, right? But that's an escalation. Gman doesn't have that sort of compunction at all. Like, he thinks it's cool. There's people who have died, and things that normally a lot of us kind of consider social stigmas. Doesn't have a problem with it at all. That kind of disturbs me just a little bit. But then again, he ain't got good home training, so I shouldn't expect him to understand that. I'm still trying to figure out, even now, what I keep lying about. I might actually just sit down and review that video that he did, because evidently I lied about something. You can never tell me what. I've never actually been in this shopping center. I don't see people here shopping. Well, actually, it's a business center, a shopping center. Non-destructive. I'm exploring. I usually drive back here. Just drive right past here. But yeah, oh, okay, it's a law office over here in Primerica. I don't know what that is. Every so often, I gotta make that video, but it's only fairly recently. I say that video on why it is that some of us critique Gman as hard as we do, don't really have any empathy towards him. He doesn't earn it. He has not earned that sort of empathy, as he's like to say. Don't fuck it a century, yeah, you win. Doc said, yeah, you're definitely not going to know where I am, because I definitely hide my location. I definitely don't live near the University of Houston Clear Lake. I definitely don't live down the street from it, within walking distance at all. Top secret information. I don't say the name of the street that I go up and down all the time. How tall? I'm 6'1". I am 6'1". No, huh? Is this coming off of yeah, I think this is coming off of the treatment center over here. Leave Betty alone. It's a nice little stream over here, or we'll call it creek. Oh, yeah, I think that's coming off treatment center. I'll show you what I'm looking at. The treatment center down back over there, and there is a bigger creek that connects to this. He called me a he/she last night. I didn't finish watching that video. He likes to scattershot and just say shit. He doesn't actually know what will impact me, so it's whatever he feels in the moment. I mean, that he could come up with something better than that. Welcome to Band World, buddy. Get the fuck out. Clean due to water? Yes, it is. Well, clean is a relative term. Clean is very relative. Very relative. Is it in front of the brick wall? Oh, okay, yeah. I think we stopped it right as he got in front of the brick wall and started just going on his screed, or whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I might do a review of it whenever. I might not. Depends on my mood. I'll have some time Monday before I head to class, because I think I have molecular biology lecture, which I sleep through. But yeah, I have that class, and that's it for Monday. Mondays are kind of slim. Actually, all my days are kind of slim. All of it. All of them kind of slim except Tuesday. Tuesday is a killer. 1 to 4, 4 to 7. And I got that developmental biology course that's 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's fun. I'm gonna walk back toward the house. Von Helton's children says, Daddy had Gman ban us. Aww. I am sorry, Von Helton's children. I wish y'all would go back to school. That's the only hope y'all got. Other than that, y'all are pretty fucked. But aren't we all? In some way, shape, or form. I think one of Von's kids is gonna turn out to be like a fucking genius. Gonna wake up and realize, holy shit, what's going on here? Make a documentary one day. Fucking aerospace engineer, some shit. Watch, mark my words. Mark my words. Oh man. Alright, so you're still a little chunky. Lost 95 pounds. There you go. Another 25, 35. Yeah. It's a work in progress, as always. For those of us who aren't blessed with optimal metabolisms, you just can't sit and eat whatever, be sedentary, and maintain a decent weight. It doesn't mean you're fit. It doesn't mean fitness at all, but just, BMI. But yeah, it's just making life changes. Instead of me kind of sitting and doing videos like this, I can walk and talk and walk and chew bubble gum, so I can walk and hold this camera halfway decent and talk in its general direction. I was drinking last night and I fell asleep right after the stream. If I get a chunk of money from the 3M thing, then cool. That's more cheddar biscuits. Because, that was one of Gman's other claims, is that I was doing it for money. Which is interesting, because what would be the incentive for me doing D-Roy videos that people don't like if I was just doing it for the money? I don't know. I'm not doing a very good job. I honestly don't give a shit. But, if that's what he wants to believe. He sure wouldn't complaining when I gave him $10 now. I'm a greedy motherfucker, but I could share some of the proceeds that came in with his ass. That's real weird for somebody who's just doing this for money. I guess I somehow broke out of my miserly ways and, broke him off for peace. I don't know. Weird. One of Von's children probably hold up a liquor store. Maybe, I don't know. You have a good cheddar biscuit recipe. Donate to get it. No, there's a boxed cheddar biscuits. You can buy for actual Red Lobster cheddar biscuit. There's the box mix for it. I don't eat it as often as I mention it. Maybe actually, so there's something that I do eat fairly often. And I say no, I eat too much. There's something that I do splurge and I eat too much of, and it's not candy. It's Delmonico steak. Yeah. So anytime I'm going to, I was about to say Outback. Jesus no. Go to fucking Longhorn. Send a text to Xavier. Hey, if you like some steak, Delmonico steak. I ate way too much. Yeah, no, I eat too much, period. So much wind. So much wind. Like, bread and butter pickles, how did you know our job? It's my favorite type of pickles. I drink the pickle juice, by the way. I drink pickle juice. Fucking delicious. I wait till everyone's asleep and I go drink pickle juice. Why? Because it's pickle juice. Fucking delicious, especially bread and butter. Pickle juice. There you go. Fucking tad it. Here's a nice little clip for you. Good cheddar biscuits from a sleep place. You're a Southern style. Oh, you must have had them from scratch. I've not had them from scratch, so I'm pretty sure they're even better. US, do they sell dill pickle chips? Yeah, I want to say yeah. Sell them in the grocery store, Food Line, wherever. Pickles are disgusting. It's fuck you, cable. Nope. Oh, I forgot. I gotta be nicer. I gotta be nicer to my my viewer base. That was one of Shanny's critiques. I'm so mean. You gotta wonder if I was so fucking mean, why they keep watching me. Weird. If I'm so goddamn mean, they're so fucking offended, why they've been watching me for quite some time now. Must not be that mean. Oh, it's almost like she's full of shit. We'll stop leg cramp magic. Lowering A1C levels also stop leg cramps too. You don't deserve nice things. Exactly. You don't deserve nice things. Didn't know they had a Longhorn in the 5th Ward. I'm now living in the 5th Ward. Fuck you. Let's see. I don't know. Who just tagged me on fucking Discord? I thought I put this on silent. I don't know if y'all can still hear me. Rev's homeless fund is much, much worse than you imagine. He claims that out of every $1 he gets through Patreon, he only gets 3 cents actually go to him. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for catching that. Person I'm not going to name. Yeah, which is interesting. I did not... Fuck you, Clockwork. I thought that was an interesting statement, and I forgot all about that. And somebody else caught it. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? So Patreon keeps 97% of... I'm guessing he's... I'm going to be charitable and say he's speaking figuratively, but even if he was speaking figuratively, that's way off. That is so... Like, there would be no point in doing Patreon. That I understand using figurative language to, illustrate a point, but it's still inaccurate. Absolutely inaccurate. There would be no point in doing it because you'd be working with a net loss. But, whatever. I give to your charity for tax write-off. There you go. The Dragnot charity for cheddar biscuits. Rev had money. Isn't that what Shanny claimed? Yeah, she likes to, she likes to claim that. It's not, so people who have money, let me, oh, Gman's live now? Of course he is. Of course he fucking is. The people that I know that have money, I know a few. Some of them on YouTube. Something I say no, I know of the people on YouTube. And there's some people in my life who have money to blow several $1,000s at a time on gambling in Atlantic City. You know who you are. Tens of thousands of dollars in Atlantic City over a weekend. You know who you are. And other people who, they'll spend their entire paycheck at a casino in Lake Charles and go back gambling the next morning. They got money to blow. They don't have to wait on installments of money that somebody else set up that they didn't earn. That's not having money. That's winning the lottery and having somebody in your life that's going to work harder than you ever will. So I don't consider that having money, but maybe it's just how I grew up. Maybe that's just how I look at being wealthy, finances, and that sort of thing. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So if it's my thing is, the people that I know with money like that don't have to petition people online to do the stuff that they want to do, whether it's recreational or not. That's my thing. Just certain observations I've made. People can be offended, but there's a difference between inheriting money and fucking it up and working for a living and having money and knowing what the fuck to do with it, and being able to do whatever you want, like be with beautiful women and cocaine in Ibiza on a yacht. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. That's worth my time. Sorry, Gman isn't worth my time to watch instead of this guy. Yeah, I'm back. I'm about to walk back in here. I'm gonna see what the wife wants, because I don't think she feels like cooking. So I'm gonna do what I know I shouldn't do. I'm gonna go just buy everybody breakfast. Just buy everybody fucking breakfast again. Ibiza. Okay, Ibiza. There we go. I pronounced it right. I thought it was Ibiza. Oh, I'm gonna check that out after this, because if I click on that, it's gonna cancel this. Yeah, she doesn't feel like cooking. She's tired after last night's festivities. So we're gonna go hop in the car, get her ass in the car. I think my son, yeah, he's up playing fucking Roblox right now anyway, so my little brother's up there watching. Let's see what she wants to eat. According to Gman, ADSL lost a great debate. Oh shit. Gman is YouTube STD. Oh, I likes it. I might steal that, Jeremy. I might steal that. The Illuminati killed Kobe. Want to help him? He was no longer useful. We must get rid of him. Black Mamba down. Black Mamba down. Black Mamba down. Learning with Suge. Is that how you say name? Suge? I'm pretty sure it's not Suge. Like Suge. What's going on? You want to learn some biochemistry? Here you go. Get ready for it. It's coming. All right. Ready for it. Let me just use a big word and then tell you go look it up. Actually, no, I want to make sure I'm saying his name right. Suge. S-U-J. It's important. Yeah, there we go. Dehydrogenase. It's not even a big word. You could, if you know Latin, you could probably figure out what that is. No, well, you know how to break words apart and understand Latin, not know the language of Latin. Man's helicopter license, that would explain a lot. That would explain quite a bit. T just went live too. Man, trigger tits left and right. Like two pairs of titties, they both just popping up in the morning. Ain't that something? Jeez. Like fucking magic. Well, G-Man and his ilk pick one people at a time. No. There's no real concerted effort on their part unless they overtly state that they're like forming some fucking Tard Caliphate like they tried to last time with Band Dragnot. And I just made up Tard Caliphate, TM. G-Man is YouTube herpes. It spreads. Zwitter Ion. Hey, look at Odd Job. Look at you, man. He knows a little bit of chemistry. Look at that. A little bit of chemistry. Yes. That takes me back to Biochem 1. We were talking about amino acids taking on different charges. And there's the Witter forms. Did Suge ever say that's how you pronounce his name, or he just stopped by? He just did a drive-by thumbs up, which is cool. Nope, he's there. I might have missed his comment because I was watching squirrels chase each other. Because they scare me. They start rustling the leaves near me. I don't do that. G-Man is YouTube herpes, the gift that keeps on giving and never goes away. Yeah. Is that right, Suge? Yeah, I got it right. Okay, so here you go. Here's some learning for you this morning. There are certain amino acids that we can't make in our body, and we need to ingest food, specifically plants, because they make it. They're pretty good at it. One of them is isoleucine. I want to say, no, there's threonine. That one I'm kind of iffy about. Methionine is one. And when you don't get enough of those particular amino acids, you get something called PEM, protein energy malnutrition. All right. So you have to eat X amount of this bean or this grain in order to get your daily allotment so your body can function. The problem is that each bean or grain or whatever can only produce so much of that. So you have to end up eating handfuls of it in order to satisfy your daily recommended amount. But when you are in countries that don't have great soil, not the best climate, it's hard to get that crop that you need and your family needs. So how can you maximize the amount of nutrition per unit? Well, it comes down to how that particular bean or grain or whatever produces that amino acid. And for this example, I'm going to use methionine, right? So methionine produced by almost like every fucking plant out there that we eat. When I say plant, I'm bean, like beans specifically. I don't think all beans, but a lot of beans produce methionine. Feel free to fact check that. But anyway, Medicago trunculata produces a few amino acids from the aspartate pathway, the same chemical pathway that is used to kind of make other amino acids. The aspartate pathway is used to make methionine, amongst other things. So what ends up happening is that during that pathway, when methionine is produced, methionine, not thiamine, methionine, that methionine actually goes back to the very beginning of that pathway, to the enzymes that first catalyze the reaction, and you can say it gunks up the works. It causes something called negative feedback inhibition. Shout out to Kentucky CPS. Do your jobs. Shout out to the Geek Room, except for Billy. Fuck that guy. Yep, fuck Billy. So, methionine. METHIONINE, I think. Methionine. I think that's how you spell it. Methionine. So, yeah, it's not rude, just honest. What ends up happening is that you're only going to produce so much from that pathway. And that pathway produces, I want to say, like 3 different amino acids. I think I mentioned threonine, I think is one of them, isoleucine, and methionine, of course. But you can't produce the rest of the stuff because the methionine is gunking up the works. So you're only going to get, you're going to get a cap eventually. There we go. Shepard found it. When you gunk up the works, you can't produce anymore. That's kind of what causes you to have to eat X quantity of those beans because they've reached that cap. There's only so much you're going to fit in there. So when you're in a country that suffers from PEM, protein energy malnutrition, you want to get as much of that bean or that grain as you can, right? But that bean or grain can only produce so much. What if you could make that pathway work? Yes, methionine is an inhibitor. Yes, look up the aspartate biochemical pathway, and there's illustrations of what I'm talking about. But if you can start that pathway at a different spot by catalyzing a reaction with one of the intermediates, you can still get everything else to work, because those other proteins in the pathway that catalyze the reaction don't really have that issue. So hypothetically, we start at like step 2 instead of step 1. That would help enrich each bean, each grain, with more of those amino acids that you need, hypothetically speaking. Very interesting. I have to more reading. Yeah, it's very, very niche. Very niche. If you have an interest in biochemistry and you're genuinely curious, feel free to look into it. But there's plenty of research on it. I got papers back at the house on that. Does it combine with the enzyme active site? So anytime you hear anybody talk about something being catalyzed in reference to an enzyme, yeah, you're gonna have an active site by which the enzyme is going to activate, interact with the substrate. The substrate is whatever the substance is. So I give you an example. A chemical, I'll say a compound called semialdehyde can be turned into another substance through the enzymatic activity of semialdehyde dehydrogenase. There's that word for you, converse contender. All that really means is it just takes hydrogen off of it. But there's other stuff that goes into that as well, such as NADH. But if you're not sure what dehydrogenase means or does, there's a molecule called NADH, nicotinamide. What's it? Nicotinamide. I can never remember the whole thing. You type in NADH, it takes the H off of NADH. So that's what a dehydrogenase does. In similar fashion, I should not have walked through here. When you have substances that have hydrogens affixed to them that can be removed, you'll have dehydrogenase enzymes to wrest the hydrogen from them. And I'm going to walk back over here because it's wet. It's very wet. So you would have that substance, the NADH in that case would be the substrate, and the enzyme, the dehydrogenase, would interact with it on its active site. So what's going on, Gnostic Pagan? Does methionine help escalate metabolism? I'm not really sure what. Yeah, that's. Methionine is metabolized in the body through a variety of ways, but I'm not sure what your question is asking. Escalate the metabolism. No, it sounds like. So yeah, no, there's no jump starter magic kind of molecule that just activates all pathways, and it doesn't really work like that. There are enzymes that help skip a few steps. So in a sense, certain pathways are more efficient, but there's no overall enzyme that does it for all pathways. So I hope I've been clear on that as I've walked through that very wet marsh area over there. Must have been what Houston was like before people settled. That was nasty. There's some science for you. If I could remember the name of the author, there's one paper that I can remember, but it's a bit advanced for folks. It's talking about bi and monofunctional dehydrogenases, and that's way almost y'all's level. But that's the only one I can remember right now. It talks about how how that reaction that I just mentioned is catalyzed. SN1 reaction. Oh, that's from Orgochem. I don't remember S1 and S2. I honestly don't remember that much from Orgochem. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's that type of reference is almost exclusively for organic chemists. Biochemists don't really go into that type of detail. It's not really pertinent to what they're doing. Cephas, I hope neither one wins. Saints got cheated, so hope both of them lose. Let's see. Back in here. Yeah, I had to go back and look up stuff from Orgochem. It's not a fun time. It's not a fun time. I wish I could tell you that I sat and I memorized those reactions of nope, nope, nope. Probably park. Oh no, I just walked outside of my apartments. It's a gated area, so that's what you're hearing, open and closing. Just walk down the street, walk down the block. So my profession is student. I do undergraduate research in a biochemistry lab, but I am a biology student. Trying to make this my second semester of biochemistry, and then hopefully what works out is that I can work in a tissue culture lab in grad school. We'll see. Cool. How you doing? Just getting some exercise in. There you go. There you go, Suze. Might have learned something. I don't know. That's a very rough, very ham-fisted overview of one small facet within biochemistry. Very tiny facet. Actually, hold on a second. You know, okay, you're still not. Okay, all right. All right. Hello. What I would not do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Come here in a second. So what's Crybaby talking about? I can hurry up when you get dressed. Ask my age. I am. Actually, guess my age. I like that game. You tell me how old I am. Nobody ever gets it right, but that's fine. What's going on? My battery's about to die anyway. Good stream, but bye everybody. Yep. If you got questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer the best I can. No, I'm not working forensic. No, that's what the wife want to do. Ooh, Agnostic Pagan was close. Danny Spitz is closer. Oh, Johnny Miller got it. Johnny Miller. I'm 32. I'm 40. No, fuck, I'm 44. Yeah. In classes with people, I'm goddamn over a decade older than most folks in my classes. Goddamn. 32. 32. So. Yeah, he's bitching about how mean atheists are and how bad Christians befriending you. Oh, it looks like you're not 7 days. Yeah, he's going through a cycle again. Oh, poor baby. Nice. Can't guess from my thumbnail. I would say you're late 30s, early 40s. You remind me of a friend of mine who was in her. Oh, well, actually, no, she's in her mid 40s now. As you told me a month ago. Okay, Johnny Miller's been paying attention. There you go. Be 34 and 25. There you go. Uh, so that's it. Yeah. Well, they love older students because we don't really make excuses for. Well, when there is kind of an issue, it's like, look, family and stuff, and they go, okay, yeah, just turn in whatever. I've not had to do that, but they do understand. They appreciate older, non-traditional students. Uh, did you cut? Yeah, Dinah. Dinah's been around for a while, folks. He's a boomer. Tia Live is saying Skylar backed out debate today. Yeah, I called that. I told Skylar off air that he was going to do this shit, and it's like it's 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 a bit of a dance that you have to do when you've been around for a while because people just usually see reactions and stuff, but they don't. They see things culminating. Actually, no, they see the culmination of events. They don't see how it went, beforehand. They didn't see how it got to that point. So it's like, okay, I'll do the dance. Let's pretend that you're an honest interlocutor. Let's pretend that and eventually you just get tired of it. Like, whatever, dude. Feel like an old man around kids. Yeah, me too. Billy's 22, measured in asshole years. Yep. Because he called SJ for backing out of debates. Well, SJ is new to the scene, and true empiricism routinely does this. He's been doing this for years. I can see from a newer perspective that, okay, yeah, you can't clown anybody for backing out of debates frivolously when you just backed out of a debate. And the difference here is that Skylar was the one who initiated, not not true, if I'm not mistaken. But let me be sure because True had popped up in the chat and we were talking about it. And I want to say True then made a response video. Yeah, sure. Yeah, because he made a response video agreeing to it. And then once Skylar and Nate thought about it, it's like, why even give him the time of day? So it's interesting. That is interesting to put in perspective because SJ does challenge people, but then doesn't really follow through, and then will make excuses. So I guess, you know, you know, but I'm not sure when the last time SJ's even participated in one. But it's like, you know what, Skylar, I guess he can accept that criticism just like he has before, and it's interesting because it's less to do with putting on a show. Think garage out to the yeah. I wish I could throw that shit away honestly, but uh, we played this game with True before. We played this game many years, and it's just old. And there's no way that any of us, like, I don't mind helping SJ grow her channel. Like, if she wants to, she actually wants to engage with people, sure. And it's at her leisure. Obviously, she actually has stuff going. I don't doubt for a second that she has actual real stuff going on. True, no, but it just seems odd for her to harangue people, and then when they go, okay, well, let's settle this, and then she's that. But again, I know that she has a real life, so she may have. What is the saying? Your mouth writes a check, your ass can't cash. So I think it might be a thing with that. Is he beefing with SJ? No, is no. They're not gonna beef with SJ. SJ's gonna play cool with these cats until she gets out on her own and doesn't really need their fanaticism. Probably start hosting stuff on her own channel eventually. I mean, it's the same cycle I've been seeing for years. But anyway, wait for my wife to go ahead and get dressed instead of sitting in the bed naked. Anytime. Thanks, sir. Okay, well, put a clip of you. Yeah, yeah. I've seen it. You could have found a better clip. That's all right. It's something. It's something. I didn't actually listen to it. I saw it come up when I was doing something. Because I think I clicked on it for a little bit. I think I was in the middle of one of the streams last night and I clicked on it. So, some other interesting clips on there. So, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm surprised not everybody got the, well, not everybody. People didn't recognize Bobby Caldwell. It's a classic song. It's just slowed down. That's all. It's a classic. It's a classic. I'm just heartbroken. Do. Do 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 do. Come on now, how can you not know that? I want to find the lo-fi version, but I think the record company that owns the rights to the song got it taken down. Ken, wait, do you every day carry drag? Oh, because I'm in Texas. No, I actually do not own a firearm just yet. I actually do not. Anytime I mess with firearms is when I took the missus out to a range back when we first got here, and she wasn't feeling it because there's a high powered weapon near us, and she's not used to hearing loud sounds. So you know, so there went that. But I might mess with my cousin's weapons or Xavier, whenever around his. Well, I don't feel the need to, honestly. I mean, if like my cousin does, he'll keep his firearm, but he's a police officer, so I mean, it makes sense for him to. That's just me. Like if you want to, but you're a Derringer. I do want to go back to the range. Range costs money, and it's not you guys' job to pay for what I really, really want to do, what I feel convicted to do. For $25 a month, folks, you guys can fund my range activities, and you'll hear dirty talk between me and the missus. I can't even say it with a straight face. That's fucking stupid. But you can fund my activities rather than my appetite. You can be an enabler. Low price of $25 a month. But don't you dare question. From Detroit, you damn right, carry every day. Yeah, man. Oh, well, I I think concealed carry, just kind of casual concealed carry. I'm definitely a proponent of that. Because there are people who lose their minds, and I've seen it here in Texas. People like in the not even a fender bender, just like driving a bit more aggressive than you should in the parking lot, and dudes having words between cars. And I'm like, both of y'all probably have weapons, but then I think both of them realized both of us are carrying. Let's not escalate this, and they just drove off. That was fun. I think it was a Target parking lot I saw one day, but mm-mm. Yes, I know I was gonna get somebody. I got Betty. I came back to let you know. Gotta think for you and let it go. You're naming areas in Detroit. I think I visited. I think I may have visited Detroit when I was a kid, maybe, but the only place that I've actually stayed in up north in that area, and I say area, that vicinity, was Benton Harbor, where my folks are from. Up in Benton Harbor. Other than that, can't think of too many other places. Over in Benton Harbor, people like, fuck is Benton Harbor? Exactly. I don't even know how folks end up there at all. I have no idea. Come on, I called into the atheist experience a while back, if I'm not mistaken. You're the same Kamal I'm thinking about. I found Benton Harbor, yeah. Do you know any Atkins expatriate? Any Atkins up in Benton Harbor or Funches? If you do, you might know some of my people. Probably. Yeah, my phone's about to die. So wife's taking a shower, so I'll just let this die. Give a shit. Well, we'll kill it before it dies. What you won't do for love. Not everything. You won't give up. I spent much time there. Atkins in Detroit? Yeah. Might be kin to them. Might be. My grandmother had like 22 siblings, so That's one of the reasons why Veckel might be related to me. Like no bullshit. He more than likely we are actually related. Because I noticed when he wasn't so much conspiracy theorist, we had family. So I had family members on Facebook who were friends with Veckel, and I was like, "There's no way you know my aunt Ellen. There's no fucking way." Because that's blood. Like that's my blood aunt. And I was like, why would he be friends with her? And I looked at his last name. I was like, oh, fucking hell. And I started looking through his friends and then who they're connected to. Some of Veckel's friends were friends with my mother on Facebook. And so I'm like, that's a strong indication that we're related. Very strong. Same. My mother's maiden last name is the same name as Veckel. So he's probably a distant, like a third cousin, more than likely. But given his obstinance, it doesn't surprise me in the least at all. At all. Given his personality, I am not shocked in the fucking least. But a lot of my family members are like that, like Veckel. So it's almost endearing. I really don't hold much against him because I know a part of the reason how I know how to get under his skin real well is because of that. But no, Atkins, Detroit ain't got no goddamn sense. Yeah, that sounds about right. Veckel's actually older than me. He's actually a few years older than me. He is actually a few years older than me. Believe it or not. I think he's younger than Gman. But a few, because I want to say Veckel's either, I want to say he's 39, 40, maybe. If somebody knows, feel free to correct me. But I want to say, yeah, he's a few years older than me. The similarities just don't end in the name. Oh, okay, well, here's that. Veckel's the same age as G-Man? There. G-Man's what, 44, 45? They're the same age? Really? You were saying he was 40 back in two? I thought G-Man was older. I might be wrong about that. Could possibly be wrong. I'm okay with that. 44. G-Man's super short. Yeah, so I shorted him, I think, a few inches because anytime anyone's under like 5'11", I get their height wrong. That's just being over 6 feet tall. It happens. I get my wife's height. That's age. I get the people's height wrong. G-Man was upset. He's probably 5'4", 5'5". I don't know. Maybe he might be 5'6". I don't think he's taller than Xavier. I don't think so because Scientist Sam is 5'11", and I don't think he's taller than Scientist Sam at all. Because I don't have to look down at Scientist Sam. So he's definitely under 5'11". So when he says, I think he had told me that he was 5'7", 5'8", that may be true. That may be true. I can believe what I want. He wants to believe I'm sending emails to people spreading rumors, and I can believe that he's a short fuck. Sam is 5. Oh wait, is Sam 5'9" and Xavier 5'11"? Because we were comparing heights when I think we were doing jujitsu. I might have got confused. The Scientist Sam fit and buff. Yeah, Scientist Sam is remarkably fit. Like he's as far as muscularity. Yeah, he's a lot stronger than he looks. I will give him that. He's not stronger than me, but he's definitely a lot stronger than people think he is. I'll tell you that. I will definitely tell you that. He's definitely a lot stronger than he looks. Sam is 5'1", Xavier is 4'11". Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think G-Man could take him. Atkins. Yeah, well, I've seen it spelled that way with ADK, but my family's ATK. So it says Sam's the strongest Jew I know. I don't know too many, so there you go. May have something to do with it. Alright. Opinion on the Onision crap. Yeah, I've been kind of so I thought that it was just kind of a fairly clear cut, I'll say that, case of somebody who gained a lot of influence over people and fans, and then use that to manipulate for their own, debaucherous needs. But supposedly there's more to the story than that, which makes sense. They're now like Onision hawks who are just kind of exploiting the stories for views and shit like that. And then supposedly there's Chris Hansen who has lost his way in a sense and is just kind of hounding Onision. I think recently going up to the dude's house, which I'm like, okay, you know what? If you're leaving him some summer sausages or some fucking condoms or some, lobster rolls or blue barrels, like, okay, if you're leaving him presents, yeah, it's a little much, but it's funny. But you actually standing outside trying to get him to, do an interview, the point that he has to call the cops on you, you cross some lines. So do I think the Onision has possibly been up to some nefarious shit? From the indications of people who used to live with him, from what little I know, that's what it would seem like. I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not privy to either any of the parties. I know what I know through hearsay and a few videos here and there. I know what I've I think I went and watched a Repsion video recently where this fucker was in court trying to get a restraining order on Repsion, and he didn't even have, like, it tells me a lot about you when you are going before court and you look like you just rolled out of fucking bed, and Repsion's lucky enough to have a fan base who said, yeah, this is bullshit here, here's going to cover your court costs. And of course he reported back to him and he just made a mockery of it. Like, it's fucking stupid. You know all things about Onion Boy? Okay. Yeah, I'm learning slowly but surely. Rusty ain't no saint either. No, I don't think that he is. But some of the stuff that I think that what's his face was saying, like this, I think there was he's supposedly won a restraining order on Repsion for stalking charges, which I could see for Chris Hansen. That would make sense. He's up at your house, right? But if Repsion's not darkening your doorway, he's not visiting your coffee shop looking for you, don't do some shit like that. I think that people take some of this shit too far. And it's easy for YouTubers to get caught up in it. It's really easy. No, actually, thank you for reminding me of the Angry Jill Sergeant. I'm going to go watch that right now because I'm about to end this. Hopefully my wife done watching the ass. Repsion bragged about threatening a couple because their baby cried in a movie theater. Yeah, that's not cool. That's how you get your ass beat. But that's that. It's funny you mentioned that. Who's it? Celeste? Where's some of y'all coming from, by the way? I don't know. Some of y'all are new people. I don't know where y'all. Some of y'all from Nakas. Some of y'all from AOs. Some of y'all from Geek Room. Some of y'all have been broken off from the Steve Cole. I don't know where y'all from. So I like to know. I like to get to know you. Celeste, that's actually pretty funny. There's something that I've noticed with certain YouTubers where they are not who they are in real life. And I've mentioned some people that I've met where who they are in real life are diametrically opposed to who they are, in any other time. Like, it's just online, you like to pretend you big and bad and you stand up and your balls click, but in real life, you're just a bitch. And I think that people forget that they're not on the internet. And they start having their mouth write a check their ass can't cash. And it happens. I sent a summons to the wrong Chris Hansen. Oh my God. Yeah, he's just stupid. Low tier God. Yeah, low tier God catch hands. He's going to run across the wrong one. He's going to catch hands one day. So atheist experience. And Diddle Dink is called in. First on raising. Okay, so you saw me on AHP. Okay, yep. Yeah. Yeah.